Hello class, and welcome to English for grade 7. Today, 7th of July, 2020. Today's topic is around school. Around school. First, let's take a few minutes to review the lesson from last week. Do you remember the lesson from last week? If so, I hope you finished the homework and took a photo and sent it to the teacher. Last week, review. We talked about there's and there are. There's, there are. For example, there's a cabinet in the media room. There's a cabinet. Or there are, for plural. There are 3 computers in the classroom. There are. There's and there are. Let's play a little game. Look at this photo. Look at the things in the photo. What do you see? There are many things on this desk. So let's read the first sentence. There's a computer on the desk. Is this sentence correct? Is it true or false? There's a computer on the desk. Here's a computer, but what is this? How many computers are there? So the choice is A, yes there is, or B, no, there are 2 computers on the desk. So this sentence says there's a computer on the desk. What's the correct answer? The correct answer is B. No, there are 2 computers on the desk. Let's try again. A new sentence. There are 2 plants on the desk. There are 2 plants on the desk. A, yes, there are. B, no, there is 1 plant on the desk. Which one is correct, A or B? The correct answer is A. Yes, there are 2 plants on the desk. Or, yes, there are. Let's do one more. There are 2 pens on the desk. There are 2 pens on the desk. A, yes, there are. B, yes, there is. What is the correct answer? The correct answer is A. Yes, there are. Why are? Because there are 2 pens. How many? 2. When we use 2, we use plural, are. There are 2 pens on the desk. Yes, there are. I hope you got the answers correct. If not, go back to the lesson 21 in your student book, and review. Now, let's look at some new vocabulary from lesson 22 in your student book. If you want to look at your student book, you can find it on pages 74 and 75. Student book 74 and 75. First, let's look at the new words and the vocabulary. I will show you a photo of each new word to help you remember its meaning. Gym, gym. Gym is a place at school where you can play sports inside, like basketball. Gym. Basketball is played in the gym. Gym. Athletic fields. Athletic fields. Athletic fields are at school and in other places. We like to play sports outside on athletic fields. Sometimes they have grass, sometimes they do not. Our athletic field at Peace International School is in front of the classroom building. We like to play football outside on the athletic field. Athletic fields. Auditorium. Auditorium. An auditorium is a big room with lots of chairs for all the students to come together. In our school, we have a big room in the middle of the school. We can call this the auditorium. Auditorium. Tennis courts. Tennis courts. These are where we can go to play tennis. Sometimes they have grass, sometimes they are clay or dirt, and sometimes they are hard surface. I like to play tennis at the tennis courts. What about you? Tennis courts. Swimming pool. Swimming pool. Some schools that are very big have a swimming pool, and maybe some students join the swim team. They always go to practice and compete at the swimming pool. Swimming pool. Library. Library. The library is the place at school that has books that you can read or borrow to take home. Our school has many books in Korean, English, and Khmer that you can read when the library is open. Library. Library. Language lab. Language lab. A language lab is usually a small classroom at a school where students learn a different language. Sometimes they listen on headphones and practice listening to the new language. There may be a teacher, or they may go there to study by themselves. Language lab. Language lab. Computer lab. Computer lab. A computer lab is a room at school that has computers that students can go to take the computer class, or sometimes they can go there to study or to do their homework on the computer. Computer lab. Computer lab. Cafeteria. Cafeteria. The cafeteria is a big room at a school where students can go to eat their lunch. Some schools have a kitchen in the cafeteria and cook food for the students. Or some schools have a cafeteria where students can bring their own lunch. Cafeteria. Cafeteria. If you need to review, go back and look in your student book on page 74 and 75 to learn the new words. Now, let's look at the new grammar for our lesson today. Today, we will learn to ask a question about Is there a or are there any? Is there a or are there any? We can use the lesson we learned last week to answer this question as well. Let's look at some examples. When I want to talk about a new school, maybe I have not been there before, I can ask the question, is there a library? Is there a library? You can answer positive, yes. Yes, there is. Positive. Or you can answer negative. No. No, there isn't. When you ask a question, is there, you will answer with, yes, there is. So we ask, is there? There is. Or, is there? There isn't. There isn't. Does our school have a library? How can we ask that question using this example? Is there a library at Peace International School? How would you answer that question? You would answer positive. Yes, there is. Yes, there is a library at Peace International School. Let's look at another example. Is there an auditorium? Why do we use an? Can you guess the answer? It's because A is a vowel. The word begins with the vowel sound A, auditorium. So we don't use a, we use an. So we ask the question, is there an auditorium? Why? Because there's only one. So we can answer the question, is there an auditorium? Positive? Yes, there is. Positive? Yes, there is. Or we can answer the negative. No, there isn't. No, there isn't. Is there an auditorium at Peace International School? Yes, there is. The large room in the middle of the classroom building. Now, if we want to talk about a plural thing, for example, fields, is there one or more than one? When we see S, we know more than one. Athletic fields. So we don't use is, we use are. Are there any athletic fields? Are there any athletic fields? Positive answer? Yes, there are. There are. Or negative? No, there aren't. No, there aren't. When we ask, are there, we answer, there are or there aren't. Remember, isn't in the negative is the same as is not. Isn't in the negative is the same as is not. This is for plural words or singular words. Isn't, is not. Singular. For plural, we use aren't. Aren't is the same as are not. We use this for plural words, more than one. If there's only one thing, we use is not, or isn't. If there's more than one, Plural, we use aren't, are not, or positive are. Now I will give you the homework for this week. If you have any question about the lesson, you can always send the question to the Facebook Messenger group or to the teacher. For today's homework, write 5 questions asking, is there a, or are there any, and follow the examples in the student book. Write 5 questions in your notebook, and when you finish writing the questions, take a photo and send it to the teacher. Number 2, complete pages 74 and 75 in the Connect 1 student book. When you finish writing the exercises, take a photo and send it to the teacher in the Facebook Messenger group. And number 3, complete the extra grammar worksheet. I will send you the extra grammar worksheet on Facebook Messenger. You can write the answers in your notebook, take a photo, and send it to the Facebook Messenger group. As always, if you have any problem or any question, you can send a message to the group or to the teacher on Facebook Messenger. I hope you have a good week, and I hope you remember to study your English every day. Bye-bye.